This video is going to tell you the ultimate Brahmastra to motivate your children. And there might be many parents who might be having the same question, how to motivate my child? So share it with them. Hello everyone. My child is not at all interested in studying. He's not motivated. Always I have to push him to do studies. Forget about studies, anything else also. Always I have to push it on. This is what many parents tell me. Is this the statement that you will also tell about your children? If that's the case, this video is going to tell you the ultimate Brahmastra to motivate your children. Hello, my name is Kala. I'm a thinking catalyst, or in other words, a mathematics teacher who makes children think about mathematics and solve the mathematics problems on their own. Okay, coming to this topic. I am very accustomed to, not directly advise. Instead, think and come up with some ways to make children do something. In my classes, I never tell an answer to the child. I ask questions to them so that they think and come up with their own answer. So I'm going to tell you the same kind of thing to self-motivate your child. For that, let me come to my story. How I became self-motivated to study. When we were young, we were 4 children and I was the last of the 4 children. And my parents were nearly to the poverty line. Not even average middle class family. Nearly to the poverty line. There were some days in my life when we did not even eat. Despite that, my mother made it a point to make us educated. Why? Because my mother was educated only till 3rd standard. Nobody thought she should study, as she was a girl in that time, during those times. Nobody thought she should study. So when I was a school student, there were days when I used to be made to stand outside the classroom. Why? Not because I did not do homework or something like that. Because monthly fees was not paid. Along with me, other children like that of poor families, they were also standing outside. We were all crying to go back inside the class. Even looking at our crying, the teachers or anybody did not allow us inside the class. They said, go back home, bring the monthly fees and then come to class. We waited for some time and then we went back home. I went back crying and I told my mother like this. They're not sending inside because monthly fees is not paid. So, what did my mother do? She said, okay, wait. She went to my neighbor's house asking for some money. Then she went for next friend's house. Next, maybe the landowner's house, a house owner's house. Till she got some money from somebody. She did not return. Then she returned with the money. Then she took me back to school, paid the fees, and I went into the classroom. I started attending the classes, but it was the 3rd class of the day. First period and the second period was already gone in all this thing. But at least I attended the 3rd class. What I noticed is the same children, many of my classmates who went back along with me, they never came back that time or that day. They did not come back. That day, I realized what it meant to my mother that I be educated. Like other parents who chose to say, okay, it's okay, tomorrow we'll pay the fees, or whenever the fees, I can arrange fees. That time let my child go back to school. No. My mother also could have done the same thing. But she made it a point that I should not miss class. And you might say, going and asking somebody for loan, that's not a big thing. But let me tell you my background. We are Brahmins. And going to somebody's house where meat is being prepared is a no-no for us. But then, many of the houses to which my mother went to get the money, they were all preparing meat, okay? So my mother was from an Orthodox family, Orthodox. Despite, she's not accustomed to go inside such houses and ask for money and all from them. It's not accustomed. She's not accustomed to. But she went beyond her limits to go to such houses, to talk to such people, request them to give her money. And I attended the class the same day. That showed me that how much she is sacrificing, what is the meaning of me being educated, what is it for her. Then I decided that I can't give her money, I cannot pay her back the money, I'm very young. But whatever she has used that money for what she has given her, the self-esteem, everything, for what she has given up, for that, I'm going to do full justice. And I always have been the topper in the class. 100% in mathematics, always. Why? It is not that I was born intelligent. I struggled, I put effort. Because I knew why I'm doing it. The problem with most of the children today is they study, but they don't have a strong reason to study. Why should I study? Are you going to say that you'll get a good job? It's okay. It's a long way from now. And nowadays children know that even without studying, many people are successful. Movie actors are there, singers are there. Many different people without education, they have been successful, and children know about all of them because the world is open to them. So if you're going to tell them you get a good job, you have to study well. For that, they may not, be very much motivated. But when children know your story, how you studied, or what are the steps, what are the sacrifices, what are the compromises that you are making to make them study, or if they come to know why you want to make them study, why you want them to study, there will be a very strong reason. You also would be doing certain things. Like for example, when I was educated, I became an engineer. Fine, everything was fine. For my son, everything is available, just like your children. Then how did I give a motivation to my son? I tell him what all struggles I undergo during my IT job, when I was working in IT job. What struggles I undergo to get a hike so that I can put him in a good school. What compromises do I make to save money for his books? What are my own desires that I stop so that I can do for him? What are the extra steps? I do a lot of research, which is good, whether this school is good, that school is good, this book is good. Those are the new kind of struggles. My mother had another kind of struggle. Now I have a struggle of, there's so many courses, which is good for my son. I spend a lot of time researching that and then doing it. So I'm spending a lot of time. That is also my sacrifice. At the same time, I could be watching a movie and enjoying myself. He knows that. So the struggles have become different. But our children, they love us. When they know our struggle, they'll become motivated to pay back to us in the form of studying well. So the bottom line of this entire video is this. You have to tell your story, your why you are making them study. There is a strong reason. Tell that to your children. Share that in the form of a story. What made you determined to make them study? Tell that to them. You might be taking loan to pay for their tuition fees or school fees. What is making you to take that loan? Find out yourself and tell that to your children. And you might think that children won't understand so big thing. No. Our children can understand. My son understands. When he was 7 years old, 8 years old itself, he used to understand why he has to study. That is why he has become an independent learner now. I don't have to motivate him to study. Studying is, he knows why he has to study. So, give a reason to your child to study. They will be completely motivated. This is called the ultimate Brahmastra. This is not an emotional blackmail or anything like that. But this way, you are giving them a reason to study. Without reason, no human being would want to do anything on their own. Give them a reason, they'll become motivated to study. Thank you. See you all. Bye-bye. Before I go, if you like this video, like it. And there might be many parents who might be having the same question, how to motivate my child. So share it with them and subscribe to my channel so that you'll get many videos about education, about mathematics, about mind, memory, many such things which will help your children. See you. Bye-bye.